As you can see, I'm on top of a fairly interesting looking site. You can see all the trestles and stuff coming out there. I hiked up to try and figure out what this was here, but I'm not 100% certain. It kind of looks like a trestle, but there isn't an adit or anything up here that would have taken ore away, so I am not 100% certain what that was for, but that's not that relevant to us to know 100% what everything is. I thought I would start at the upper attic here and go in there and then work my way down. And also after that, I thought we would head over the hill here and see what's on the other side. So I'm gonna head back down there and I'll start with that first attic. This is a look at the workings I'm going to make my way down to over the course of the video. You can see some of the different portals and trestles and such down there. Then coming into the upper left of the screen now is the very first attic I'm going to go to, and I was filming from that section of road just above that when I started the video. And then this is just a look over the mountain where we're going to go in the second video. Okay, so I was filming from up there earlier, and now that I'm down here I can see that thing that looked like a trestle from up top is actually an ore chute. Still not really sure why it's there because there was not a corresponding adit, but nevertheless I'm at that first adit I said I would check out. But you know what, it's just a little prospect. It went back for maybe 25 feet and then just stopped, so I didn't even bother filming it when I was looking inside. So I think that we should head down to this next section here because that looks like it's got more substantial waste rock piles. So I'm going to turn off the camera and rejoin you down there. There's a view of the little valley I'm in here. Okay, this looks more like it. This looks more substantial. You can see the pipe going in there and such. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a decent trestle going out here, and then that waste rock pile is fairly substantial. It drops off the other side for a decent ways. So let's go check this one out. Oh, that was an owl that just startled the hell out of me. Okay, hopefully no more unplanned wildlife encounters. Alright, heading inside. We got some good rail right here. And it's actually open to the outside right there. Interesting network of timbers and stuff inside here. See it peeks out to the outside world there, and then there's a look back where we just came in. So let's get around the bend here and get into it. Okay, we're around that bend and heading into the mine. You can see I've got some scraps of wood here, and we pick up some rail. And okay, what do we have here? The rail heads off to what looks like a winze, and then on the left here it looks like, I'm not sure why that is like that. Obviously that's more modern. I'm not sure if that was bulkheaded or if they were storing explosives back here or what. Just goes back to nothing right there. And then short little drift right there. So I'm not sure, but I would guess probably explosives. And then let's see, that drops off down there. See, it looks like there's some rail down there. I'll check that in a second. And here we go. There's a winds dropping off down here. That looks like it goes down for a decent ways. Anything above us? Nope.
just a little bit stoked out. And then you can see there's a frame here for hauling up the skip from down there. You can see it would have skidded along the slides right there. I guess I'll go with right hand rules on this one, since this one is looks pretty accessible too, so I'll rejoin you down there. Okay, there's looking back where I just came from. You can see the slide right there. And obviously this is where they would have pulled the skip up here. And then bits of wooden stuff down here. I got the rail picking up behind me. And looks like we drop off to something else here. Old gas can or something right there. And then this just drops off to there. That looks like a plugged winds, really. I'm not going to go down there to check because I don't want that to give away, but that looks like a plugged winds to me. Beyond, you can see it just doesn't go any farther than that. Just a bunch of scraps of wood and a bucket right there. But that's it for this section. So I will head back up and head down those ladders, follow those winds down and see where they go. Okay, these are those slides that run down to that winds we were just checking out. I thought it was interesting here because you can see the metal strips running up, and they've got some kind of stop mechanism right here, which I thought was interesting. And then now, like I said, I'm going to follow those ladders down, and we'll see where this winds here goes. Looks like I can see it looks like there's another drift right there. I see some rail right there. So I'll follow this down and rejoin you right there. Okay, that's where we just came from. There's a view of the underside of that wooden platform, and I followed these ladders down here to where I'm standing now, and behind me there's a large ore chute here. You can see right there, and then I'm not sure if this is the remains of an ore chute here in front of me, or this was intended as some sort of access passageway or what, but regardless, we'll go down there in a minute and get a better look, at least from the bottom of this structure here. But meanwhile, to our left are some nice looking rails and a drift taken off that way. Directly to our left is a small stope that runs up to nothing. So let's head down this drift and see what they have for us down here. Just noticed while I was saying that there's the remains of a broom right there. But let's see where this goes. Big timber right there. Huh, pretty spacious in here. And keeps running off that way. Timbering overhead there. And to our left, they ran up to there and then stopped. So let's see what's up here. Got some pipe and such right there. Pretty beefy timbers here. Okay, so the adit keeps running off that way, and in front of us we've got some pretty substantial stoping. See, it runs all the way up there. That's actually a pillar right there, and then they you can see they took material out all through here until it runs into this timbering here, and then they probably took some out along where we were just walking as well, given how high that is. But there's some bats in here. That pillar is pretty cool. I like that pillar. Okay, there's that pillar we were just checking out a moment ago, and I was filming down there. I came up that ladder right there, and the stope actually runs back farther than I realized. So it keeps going back there, and that's still at the end. So let's check this out. See where this goes. See all kinds of little rooms and pockets taken off, different directions. They went up there a little ways. That's it. And oh, this is more extensive than I realized. Okay, so something runs off that way, and then this goes back there and pinches out. It's like a whole other level back here. I didn't realize how extensive this was. A bunch of pipe and stuff here, and cable. And does it stop? Does it keep going? Got some track ties here, so I'm guessing. Okay. Well, it might have kept going, but that's as far as we're going. I don't know if that's collapsed or backfilled, but either way, that is the end of the line for us. So head back and continue down that main drift. Okay, that's where I was just filming up there, past that pillar right here. You can see there's a crude chute right there coming down. So we've covered that section. Now let's see where this main drift keeps running off to. I see some ventilation pipe here in front of me, and another explosives box here. High explosives dangerous, Atlas Powder Company, giant gelatin strength. Interesting. Alright, let's keep going this way. So a bunch of wood scraps there, some hoses and stuff running off here. Still got the rail underneath my feet. Looks like they ran off that way a little ways. Bunch of powder boxes right there. They went up, took a chunk out of the ceiling there, and then, oh, okay, this, I think that stope connects to what we saw a moment ago, to the left there. You can see it went up there a ways. And also to the left here, it came up here and took a bunch of material out through there. This is a little sketchy here. I don't really like the way that's hanging down and fractured like that. So a view of all those powder boxes, and then I'm not sure if that was meant to be a rock boulder that had some other purpose. Obviously it did, because there's that ring right there, but maybe a viewer can tell us what that was for. That fractured rock. And rails keep running off this way, so let's follow the rail. Okay, let's see if we come to the end. Unless that was backfilled. Even if it was backfilled, we're not going any farther. And a bunch of material came down here. So, yeah, they ran up there a ways. I'll get a better look. Okay, so yeah, you can see they ran up there a ways. and took some material out of there. And then behind me, that section that I thought might be backfilled is backfilled. You can see it runs back to there, and I can't tell if it went any farther, or if that really was it, but it's absolutely full of material right now. Okay, I've scrambled up that raise a ways. That's where I was filming a moment ago, down that backfilled section. I just want to show you the extent of this raise, and as you can see, it just comes back here and stops. So nothing much of interest back here. So let's head back to that section where that ore chute was and drop down to that lower level and see what is down there. Heading out that way. Okay, that's where we just came from, and of course we came down from here originally. Bat just swooped by, and now let's head down here and see what this level's like. I'm gonna turn off the camera to get down there, and I'll rejoin you guys down at the bottom there. Okay, we were just standing up there, and we're now down at the lower level. That's the ladder I came down, and got a drift running off that way, and then drift running out here behind me. There's more bats back there. There's a ladder right there. I noticed when I was coming down, there was a newspaper over here. I didn't take a look at it yet. Trying to see if I can find a date. It looks fairly old, just based on the font and things like that. Is Dear Abby even still alive? Huh. Well, I'd be willing to bet that runs to the outside world. There's a little drift in a bucket right there. So let's start with this one, because like I said, I think that one behind us runs to the outside world. So, okay, just took a little bit of stuff out of there. I'm not sure why this ladder is needed. Oh, there's more newspaper. Let's see if I can find a date. It's kind of fun looking at these old ads and stuff, regardless. Oh, here we go. Sunday, January 14th, says right there. Sunday, January 14th, 1979. See that? That's cool. I mean, that's not like old, but that's almost 40 years old. Okay, little pocket. All right. Looks like we are ending in this little chamber here. Looks like they were maybe planning to push the face farther back. You can see those drill holes right there, but for some reason they didn't. Yeah, that stops there. These timbers are a bit beaten up, and stops there, and stops there. So that is the end of the line here. Let's head back out past this chute that I came down and see if that does in fact hit the outside world. The reason I think it does is, well, I mean logically it does, but also I'm feeling a draft, so, and the bat just flew out that way. So I bet this goes to the outside world. There's a little pocket they cleared out there and backfilled. Oh yes. And there is the daylight ahead. Nice looking timbers right here, actually. See the lagging on the side there, and then it's fairly substantial up top. It just strikes me as visually appealing somehow. And This is almost certainly that lower section where that trestle was on the bottom. See all those tumbleweeds there? That's wild. But yeah, as expected, just came out of there, and behind me here are those bottom trestles. Not sure what that was a frame for. It's hard to tell with the few scraps of wood that are left. Along here you can see the remains of the ties. They obviously would have had track on them at one time, and would have run out here to this ore chute. You can see there's not too much of it left, but nevertheless, that's what this was. That looks sturdy enough to walk out on to show you. Sorry for the wind noise. This is actually still really sturdy. Some sort of classifier right there in front of me. And you can see the chute underneath that would have dumped the ore and stuff down there. Got some barrels and stuff down there. There's a view out over the valley. Let's see what else. Some piece of equipment over there, I can't tell what it is. More barrels and bits of metal over here. See a bunch of barrels in the wash right there. That would appear to be it for this side. Just looking real quick, see if I see anything else. No, it doesn't look like it, but doesn't that rock kind of look like a face? Like that's an eye, and then like that's kind of sideways, lopsided grin. Maybe not. I didn't get much sleep last night. So we have covered this side of the mountain. Let's head up and over and check out the other side.